The room hung silent, like the air itself was fragile. Eyes hollow, hearts heavy. And all we could hear was the weight of Jacinto's plea. Grandpa stepped up, voice firm but gentle. Chang, is this true? We don't live with you, we only saw from outside. We don't know your personal life, but if any of this pain is true, you must apologize and promise him you'll make it right. Ask what he wants and let him know you'll do whatever it takes to repay what's been done. Chang cried hard, voice broke like glass. I am sorry, brother, but none of what you said is true. Grandpa cut him off, stern but calm. Stop, just apologize, don't explain. Just say sorry to your brother, and ask him what he needs from you.
When the living speak to the dead, truth and sorrow weave overhead. Words can heal or bring us to knees, but sometimes all we need is to hear I'm sorry.
To echo in the silence we breathe, even when truth feels distant. Apology can be the bridge between worlds unseen. Chang's tears fell heavy, soul open like a crack in the storm. I'm sorry, brother, I'm sorry if I hurt you, I'm sorry for everything. Voice shaking, heart on his sleeve. What do you want me to do? What do you need from me? Jacinto's voice still carried through Cher's trembling frame. I just needed to hear this from you, because when I was alive, I felt like you didn't love me. Then the spirit asked slow as if reaching for warmth. Do you remember? What my favorite food is, brother? Chang sniffled and cried again. Of course I do, brother. You always loved to eat deep fried shrimp. Fried shrimp, fried shrimp, fried shrimp, fried shrimp.
When the living speak to the dead, truth and sorrow weave overhead. Words can heal or bring us to knees, but sometimes all we need is to hear I'm sorry.
To echo in the silence we breathe, even when truth feels distant. Apology can be the bridge between worlds unseen. Jacinto's voice softened, like wind touching warm embers. Good, I want you both to make fried shrimp tomorrow and eat with me. Chang cried louder, emotion shaking every line. Yes, brother, I would love to have a meal with you once again. But Jacinto wasn't done. You've accepted your wrongs, but I haven't heard from your wife. Chang's wife spoke then, voice trembling but firm. Because I didn't do anything, why do I need to say sorry if I didn't hurt you?
When the living speak to the dead, truth and sorrow weave overhead. Words can heal or bring us to knees, but sometimes all we need is to hear I'm sorry.
To echo in the silence we breathe, even when truth feels distant. Apology can be the bridge between worlds unseen. Grandpa stepped in again, gentle but strong in his tone. Just tell him you're sorry, we can discuss this later. She looked at Jacinto, eyes wide with confusion and pain, but something in her voice finally cracked open soft. I'm sorry, she said low. Not for stealing, not for poison, but for how this all made him feel. And in that silence, the room seemed to breathe again. Not fully healed, not fully whole, but a step closer to peace. Because sometimes the bridge between worlds is not truth alone, but the words we wish we said when we still had time. The room held its breath, and for the first time in a while, it didn't feel cold. Jacinto's voice softened, but the story wasn't over yet. Jacinto spoke with a trace of relief. You made a promise to me. I want you to make fried shrimp, call everyone. Call all our friends and family so they can share this last meal with us. Chang's eyes filled once more, tears rolling slow like river flows. Yes, brother, I accept. I will do all that you ask. But then Chang spoke softly, voice trembling with care. But if I may make one request of my own, we live in a world where work calls us and our kids need to go to school. Can we move this meal to a day where everyone is available? That way, everyone can come and enjoy one last meal with me. with you. One last meal, gather with heartbeats wide, faces familiar standing side by side. Fried shrimp, cooking memories in the air, stories shared, laughter and prayer. Not just food on plates, but souls reconciling space. One last meal under heaven's gaze, a promise made in love, not pain. Jacinto's voice cracked, still tender but firm, yes. But don't lie to me. If you lie to me, I will not forgive you. Chang looked into the air, words heavy with truth. I will not lie to you, I swear. Grandpa stepped in again, voice steady, warm as dawn. Jacinto, you have Chang's word, and we, everyone here, will be witness to that promise. We will see it done. One last meal, gather with heartbeats wide, faces familiar standing side by side. Fried shrimp, cooking memories in the air, stories shared, laughter and prayer. Not just food on plates, but souls reconciling space. One last meal under heaven's gaze, a promise made in love, not pain. Jacinto cried out, his voice warm with joy and grace. I am so happy I will be able to spend time with my family once more. And in that moment, like a wind that finally finds its course, his spirit left Cher's body. Her form went flat, weak and tired, face flushed red from all the crying. She was still awake, but fragile, like someone just stepping back from the edge of a dream. We carried her gently downstairs to the main living room for space, for air, for peace. We laid her down and watched her breathe, not like before, but as someone returned. And in that silence, something changed. It wasn't quiet anymore. It was home again. But the promise of that final meal still hung in the air, waiting to be fulfilled.
We thought it was over, and we carried Cher downstairs and laid her on the couch. But fate had another breath to take the air still heavy, the room quiet, until her jaw locked tight, silent in an instant. Mom couldn't speak. No breath, no sound, like her voice had been stolen again. Grandma rushed to her side, caught her before she could fall, hands shaking, eyes wide, heart pounding deep in her chest. They sat her down on the couch, but nothing felt right. Mom's jaw was frozen, like her voice had disappeared in the night. The grandpa stepped up, voices strong but shaking. Jacinto, we had a deal. You promised to let these two souls go. They have done nothing to you, but there was no response, no stir, no acknowledgement from the silence that filled the space.
We beg you, spirit unseen,
everyone in that room, voices trembling in plea. Jacinto, why are you holding on? We already said we'd have a family meal you asked for. Still silence, like a wall built of stone, cut off every call, every cry to be known. Mom's jaw stayed locked, her spirit caught once again, and the room felt colder than before, like something still haunting the silent air.
We beg you,
Someone in the back whispered down the street, there's a shaman, maybe they're still awake. It was around 2 a.m., the hour when night feels closest to every unseen truth, to a shocking quiet relief. The shaman answered the call, a woman with calm in her voice and agreed to come to our home, to walk these halls with spirits still in the air, to see if the souls inside could finally be heard. We didn't know if this was the answer, or just another turn inside a dream. But in that moment of silence and fear, anything felt better than being stuck between world and whisper. So we opened the door and let her come inside.
We beg you, spirit unseen, release our loved ones, let them breathe again. We made a promise, we will keep our word. Why hold on when forgiveness is here? Why stay rooted in pain when love stands near?
The shaman stepped over the threshold, quiet but steady. Her presence filled the space, like a breath finally allowed. People parted slightly, both fear and hope tangled in their eyes. No chance yet, no herbs in hand. Just her, standing in the doorway, with eyes that saw more than what any of us could explain. And in that stillness, everything waited. The shaman stepped inside, feet light but presence strong, like someone who sees beyond sight. No tools yet, just eyes that knew the weight of spirits and souls in pain. She felt it first, a chill that crawled through bone and air, and without hesitation, she walked straight toward Mom. Her voice was calm but firm. Tell me, spirit, what do you want? No answer, just silence, thicker than night. The shaman turned, eyes sharp, bring me a candle. My dad went to get one, hands trembling with fear and hope. He handed it over, and she took it like destiny itself.
Light up the candle, let the fire speak the truth. Evil hides in silence, but flame reveals what's uncouth. This isn't just sorrow, this is a spirit unbound, and only truth will bring it down.
She lit the candle, flame dancing like ancient fire. You evil soul, you will leave the sin of sin alone. Leave now, or I will not forgive you and banish you into the realm of no return. Then she did the unthinkable, placed that candle fiery hot deep inside her mouth. She pulled it back out, with the fire still lit, like flame could bend to her will. She blew on to Mom, and air met flame, and suddenly Mom felt a flicker of control again.
Light up the candle, let the fire speak the truth. Evil hides in silence, but flame reveals what's uncouth. This isn't just sorrow, this is a spirit unbound, and only truth will bring it down.
Mom gasped, like life rushed back through chains. Her eyes wide, her voice small, but clear in pain and relief. She reached with all her will, grasped the white statue necklace around the shaman's neck. And the moment her fingers closed, a gasp filled the room, like hope itself came rushing in. Mom cried, trembling, her. She is the only one who can save me. The shaman looked deep, eyes soft but steady. I understand, give me a moment and I will return. She placed the necklace in Mom's hands, then walked out the door to fetch what's needed. Mom stood there crying, voice breaking like shards of glass. Everything was just black. He locked up my soul, he locked up Shia's soul. He hired 2 evil spirits to help him. That's why we couldn't escape. But when the shaman walked in, I saw it as bright light coming from this necklace. And from that moment, I knew she was the only one who could save me.
Light up the candle, let the fire speak the truth. Evil hides in silence, but flame reveals what's uncouth. This isn't just sorrow, this is a spirit unbound, and only truth will bring it down.
The shaman came back, stepped through the threshold again, holding something white in her hands. Not a tool, not a weapon, but something pure,
that carried light like breath. Her gaze met Mom's and shares, and something in the air shifted, like the house itself felt relief at her presence once more. And in that silent moment, we all felt it, the first real breath of hope. Since this night began, there in her hand stood the Kuan Yin statue, a symbol of mercy, light, and protection for all souls.